So welcome. Big breakdown in the van, but there's always a silver lining, because right now we're eating some of the best. Well, I'll leave that for later in the video.
Put it in drive. Reverse. Okay.
So you guys missed some of the excitement. I'm holding here a drive shaft from the bottom of the van. It's got a bad U-joint. It's been problematic actually for a while. Took it into the shop a number of times talking about a vibration. They kept on talking about a balancing of the tires, and I was like, it's not a tire balance problem. About 2 months ago, I took it in and said, check the rear drive shaft. I think it's the drive shaft. And they said, yep, it's the drive shaft. So I had to have a new one rebuilt, but that didn't fix the problem. And I was like, you gotta be freaking kidding me. It started getting really bad coming back from the ferry to Squamish last night. Decided to crawl underneath and go and look, and sure enough, this is like, look at how much play there is there. Like that rotates. You can even see where there's been contact between those two pieces there, and so the yoke is damaged. I pulled it off. I decided we're gonna have to find a replacement, or have a replacement rebuilt, because I can't find a replacement. They don't exist anymore. I do believe this one is serviceable, but whether or not they can fix the yoke is the big question. So today's task of the day is going into Vancouver to a driveline shop and having them either fix or build a whole new one. It won't be particularly cheap, but at the same time, this is something that'll cause this van to last another 500,000 kilometers. This one lasted 420, I think we're at now. It's a small price to pay for a long life of exploration. Anyways, we're going to haul this in now. Alrighty, so we just dropped it off at Pat's Driveline. They were optimistic about it, so we're pretty sure they'll be able to repair. They're going to replace both U-joints, but that they'll be able to repair the one that's kind of broken up. Either way, we'll hear back. He said hopefully they'll have it done by the end of the day tomorrow, which is actually a pretty crazy fast turnaround time. Fingers crossed, everything goes well, and we can be back on the road. And that solves the vibration we've been trying to find for like a year. Yeah, it's just been slight, and then when that U-joint finally went, it got bad enough that we could track it down. So it's always nice to put that stuff behind you. We are now going to head back to Squamish. We're driving my sister's car. Thank goodness we had options. I guess we could have rented one too. It's just nice when you kind of have some fallback, which doesn't always happen in life when you're traveling. But we're gonna head back and wait for Pat's Driveline to call.
2 days later.
Well, good morning. I've been stuck at my sister's while the van has been broken down. She's famous for all of these things in Squamish, so if you want to complain to the management about everything looking beautiful and murals everywhere, now you know where. So we have to go to Vancouver. There's actually somewhere we're probably going to stop. That sounds absolutely delicious, because hey, when the chips are down, food solves everything. At least that's what I hear. Here comes Marilyn. How is it sleeping in a slopey van?
Very slopey.
Yeah, the van is actually like nose down. Not as bad as it was on the ferry that one day, but it definitely makes it tricky to get a good sleep. And there she is, opening her mouth. Wants you should drive a truck in it or something.
I'm yawning.
Yeah, we'll just let the rest roll out. So enjoy. We stopped by Pat's Driveline, picked up the drive shaft. It's all painted clean, looks brand new. We got a bit of a deal. It was about $350 for the new drive shaft, including new U-joints on both sides, which is a pretty crazy deal. I think it's worth about $500.
At least $6.
We paid $6 for the rear one when we had it done in Edmonton. Either way.
But hold on. They didn't just give us a deal to be nice.
Oh, yeah.
It was because there was a connection, so.
But yeah, I think that most people should expect about $500 or $600. Yeah. They also did have to rush some parts that were going to take a while to get here. And that's actually, it would have been done yesterday if they didn't have to wait for shipping, but apparently shipping's messing everything up too. We just got to put it back in, which we'll put in the video.
And the other big update, where we're eating.
Oh, yeah. So you can see here, Juke Chicken. pretty much everything's gluten-free. Their
It's all
fryer
fried
is gluten-free.
chicken.
Their fried chicken. They have a dedicated fryer. Their breading is gluten-free. Their cornbread is gluten-free. Everything is. So yeah, we're chowing tonight in Vancouver, and then tomorrow morning we'll be putting that drive shaft in. We're going to tune out from you guys now, but we'll show you a few snapshots of the dinner. Oh man, this looks insanely good. I tried the fries. They're like unbelievable. Fried chicken. I'm excited for this, but I'm going to stop filming and eat.
One very long digestive tract later.
So here we go. This is where the van is laid up. I'm just cutting this open and realizing that it needs grease. I don't have a grease gun, so I'm going to have to take it to a shop or else go find someone who has a grease gun and borrow it. It's like a 30-second task. Hopefully I can just walk into a mechanic place, maybe give them $5 or $10 and have them do it there on the spot, but we'll see. First I'm going to unwrap it and just see what this all looks like. This does have zerks on it. The other one is down in there. Those will need to be pumped full of grease before I put it on. Those are all user replaceable now. Before they were pressed in, kind of like this end. All they had to do was replace this one though. So I didn't have them go to the trouble of actually rebuilding that end, because then it would have cost a lot more. Either way, those ones can be replaced if you fiddle around with them. There's a snap ring on the inside, but these ones are super simple. You pull that out, you do that to all four sides, the thing just pops right out. You go to Napa, you buy a new one for like $11, you put it back in, and voila. So now I need to find a grease gun. So the hunt continues. I thought I was just going to be throwing this on and being able to drive away. It's always little things.
15 minutes later.
Well, that was easy. Hunter's Automotive stopped in for like literally 45 seconds. He grabbed the drive shaft, took it back, had to clean off some paint so that the grease works would take the grease properly, but it's all greased up and ready to go now. Everything flows smooth. Well, here we are underneath. I'm just starting to put the drive shaft on, and then you can see down that way, there, that's where it attaches to the front differential. That vein is getting real big. So the bolts are in. Now I need to put a nut and a lock washer on each one. And that nut really doesn't want to thread. I wonder if it's not the bolt. Oopsies. Sometimes they get stretched or stripped. That one just looks like it's going to be stubborn. Good thing it's on the bottom. Let's start with this one. Lock washer. And then the nut. Okay, that's finger tight. Let's go to number 2. Yeah, that one threads on okay. Let's go to number 3, which is the awkward one, up behind everything. And it goes on easy enough. And let's try 4 again. Yeah, I think it's starting. I think I just need to use something a little heavier duty. So let's get these snug. 1 is done. Now for 2. Alrighty. 2 is snug. Now 3. Let's get it hand tightened first, because that's always easier to do than turning wrenches. And now let's try it with 1 wrench. So far so good. Actually, this one might get pretty tight with only 1 wrench. Alrighty. Now number 4, which was the stubborn one. And there it's snug. That completes end 1. Give you guys a close-up. Those bolts all need to be tightened up still. They're not tight enough, but I don't want to shake the van with my Skookum setup. It is shored up by a bunch of logs under the tires. I do have some logs under structural parts of the vehicle as well, so if the jack was to fail, it has that as a jack stand. Again, I'd rather not. We want to get everything stabilized better, but this is at least tight enough that I can back up lightly, I can drive forward up a ramp lightly, and then get this part done. But I'm going to now do the front section, which might be a little bit trickier. So now we're at the front. You can see here where the differential is. Here's the U-joint. I now need to get those two to mate up, which there's a little bit of play, but not a lot. So that's going to be a bit of a chore, but should be doable. Oh, and the bolts even line up, which is beautiful. That was complete fluke. Oh, maybe I spoke too soon. Yeah, there we go. That was way too lucky, but I'll take it. Oh, come on. There's the third and now the fourth. Alrighty. Now lock washers and nuts. Oh, that one does not want to play nice. Let's move on to the next one. Nice and smooth all the way up to the third. No, that one does not want to play nice. And the fourth. And this one is a little tricky. It's in behind this engine guard. Maybe it's easier to turn the bolt than it is the nut. Yep, there we go. Sometimes doing things backwards pays off. Now, let's give it some attention. Now, tightening the last one, we're gonna have to move the van because it's up in behind everything. And there's no way for me to get anything in there. So I'll do this third one. Alrighty. Let's snug this up now as best we can. Oh, I'm going the wrong way. Righty tighty, lefty loosey. So that's as solid as it can get right now. So is that one. Oh, so is that one. But that one is not. Let's see if I can snug it up where it sits with this. No, there's nowhere I can even get the wrench on it. Oh, actually maybe right there. Even with that box end of the wrench, I don't think I can get another. I'm gonna have to drive the van to get the rest, but 3 of the 4 here are good and snug, not torqued properly, but pretty darn close. 4 of the 4 on the back are probably pretty close to being tightened, but need to be torqued. So all I need to do is drive forward like 2 inches. It'll rotate this shaft and I can tighten up the rest. I am gonna watch the drive shaft as it turns just to know how far it needs to go so it doesn't go too far. Okay, now just back up a hair. Okay, stop. Okay, put it in drive. Okay, now move forward an inch. More. Okay, hang on. I have to go adjust those logs on the other side. These ones are okay. Alrighty, that should do the front on that side. This one has a few more inches. Okay, so a little more. One more. Stop there. That's real good there. Good here. That chalk is just about in place. Okay, let it go forward a hair more. Okay, now put it in neutral. Okay, put it in park and turn it off. So now I'm going to torque everything up, and then it should be good to go. We'll probably check it in 100K just to make sure nothing has come loose. But at this point, it's pretty much done. The van's moving under its own power. Okay. Ugh. Laying down on the ground is not a good look for me. My pizza box. Yeah. Film me getting under and then hand it to me. It's all dirty though.
Hold on. I'm just like lost right now.
Turn it around. Just
Oh.
turn it.
Okay.
I'm so lost right now. The camera's looking at her. She's trying to film me.
No, I was like trying to make it so it was looking at you still. Anyways, go.
Yeah, you just flip the lens around.
Shut up.
Try to turn it backwards and look.
Hold on. Okay.
There's one. Oh, there's two. Can I get number 3? Oh, I think I can. Oh yeah, this was the loose one. So now we can tighten it up good. Oh. Okay, and maybe I can get the top one from here. Actually, that won't be good. So, oh yeah, there's that wonderful look for me again. So yeah, now it's all done. All I got to do is finish tightening one more up here, but we have to roll the van so I can do that. So, thank goodness for pizza boxes. So, we are done. Drive shaft installed. Just gonna put my pizza box back into the recycle. Let's go for a test drive and see if I did it right. I'm gonna hand the camera over to Marilyn and we're gonna go. Well, it moves okay. Yeah, it feels smooth. Runs like a dream. But what we will do right now is take that wrench back that we borrowed from a friend named Auntie, and it came in very helpful because press wrenches just wouldn't undo it the way we wanted to undo it. So, and either way, we probably stop recording this now. Problem solved.